Dear friends, viewers, students, welcome to this session, which is a session on call of few students and few channel viewers. They have asked a question to me regarding mentoring program. If you go to my videos, one of my videos deals with mentoring program. So they are interested in knowing more about mentoring program, that what a mentoring program is and what is the objective of mentoring program and how we can effectively utilize mentoring program. So I would like to tell you that mentoring is an age old phenomena which has been traditionally used in education, in training. In India, we know that we had the system of guru and shishya. We have the system of disciple mentor. We have the system of mentor mentee in all over the world in ancient time as well as in medieval times. Today's educational system is the output, is the outcome of the industrial revolution. So the post-industrial revolution educational system is quite different from the pre-industrial revolution education system. Rather, we should say that before industrial revolution, there was no unified and universal education system. It was according to situation, according to need, according to country, etc. So traditionally, mentoring programs were used for training and for educational purposes. Just to give you an example of what a mentoring program is, one of the very popular statements of Confucius I would like to read here, who was a philosopher, and he wrote in 450 BC. He wrote this: "Tell me and I will forget. Show me and I may remember. Involve me and I will understand." So if you see the first statement, "Tell me and I will forget," this is about lecturing. "Show me and I may remember" is basically lecturing plus demonstrating. And "involve me and I will understand" is basically, it involves all three: demonstrating, lecturing, as well as involving into the actual task or projects. That is what is the most powerful. And the third thing, that is "involve me and I will understand." You know, we have examples in the world where people knew nothing about a particular discipline or particular skill, but they started meeting people who were experts in those skills. They started sitting with them, he started spending time with them, and gradually they started learning those kind of skills. So one of the very important things is that those people who are expert in a particular field, if you try to go if you try to go under them and learn with them, that is one of the best things in the world, and it has great outcomes. Mentoring means such kind of relationship where you are learning from an experienced person, and this learning is one-on-one basis. Now in lecture, what happens? A teacher or a speaker, a public speaker, is delivering some words using communication skills. Others are listening, but it's not one-on-one interaction. But mentoring is one-on-one interaction where the mentor and the mentee has some kind of bondage and relationship, and where mentor tries to understand the psychological, physiological, and philosophical needs, and tries to rate that particular person on these parameters, and then try to devise a plan for development and growth of that particular individual. Now, because this is an individual specific plan, it has much more better outcomes. Obviously, mentoring program, it cannot be used for masses. This is one of the limitation, and that's why mentoring program, one of the names of mentoring program is also, coaching. Coaching, now we in India generally we understand coaching to be some institutes which are providing, helping you to study to crack an examination. But if you see the history of coaching, coaching is something different. It comes from sports where people are coaches who train their sportsmen, and coach give due attention to each and every individual, but they have very limited number of individuals to focus on. An extension of coaching, mentoring is also personal trainers. In sports, you have personal trainers. In gym, now you have in gymnasiums, you have personal trainers. What they do? Why people take personal trainers? Because a personal trainer can give them specific advices which are very important for them. A personal trainer gives you extra attention. That is one of the benefits. So same is with mentoring program. Now, how you need to devise a mentoring program? Like for example, few great authors, if we take the example of Ryan Holiday. Ryan Holiday is one of the emerging authors from United States of America and from Western countries. He's popularly read and he has some bestsellers also. For example, if you see his book, Obstacle is the Way, Perennial Seller. Now, Ryan Holiday is was basically a marketing executive, and his story is quite surprising that how he became a writer. So he lost everything, then he started reading philosophy, then he thought to become a writer, then he went into an apprenticeship, into a training under Robert Greene. Robert Greene is one of the greatest writers of this century, who has written books like The 48 Laws of Power, he has written books on first things first, etc. So this is very important to know that once he was under Robert Greene, he started learning how to write, how to publish, what are the lacunas in writing, how much time to give, what should be the pattern of writing, etc. So this he learned when he was under the training of Robert Greene. Though this Ryan Holiday has no formal education in writing or in language. No, he doesn't have. But he, because was under the apprenticeship of one very influential writer, he gained from it. This is what a mentoring program is. So this is very important for all of us to search for mentors all over the world. All in all spheres we can have mentors. It's not that mentors will be only our teachers. You can have some senior to be a mentor for you, to devise some plans for you, to advise you, to guide you, to tell you what not to do. One of the important issues which or challenges which we face is that we don't know about future. It is uncertain, and therefore sometimes we are overconfident about the future. But what are the pitfalls? We don't know until we go into that situation. A mentor can solve this situation for us before the future comes. In the present, he can solve that problem for us. That is by telling us that the most important pitfall of this branch or this discipline is this. And therefore, we can then work on those constraints, on those pitfalls, and so that we may not be failing in the future. So this is what mentoring program is. So each one of us needs some mentors. They can be our parents, they can be our teachers. If we are into sports, they are our coaches, are our mentors. They meant to be our mentors. But on the other hand, you also need to be a mentee, a disciple. Means you should be on the receiving end. And this is quite a problem for many people. Many people cannot be into this kind of relationship of mentor and mentee because it is sometimes very frustrating for mentees to understand why mentor is devising such a problem, such a plan, which they are not able to understand. For example, one of the famous football players, I don't recall his name, but one of the problems he was facing was that his straight kick was not straight actually. Whenever he wanted to kick in a perpendicular direction, it never went like that. It was always an inclined angle. So he went to his coach, he asked what I should do. So the coach said to him that every day what you have to do is you have to take the football, go to a wall, kick it towards the wall, catch. Again kick it, catch. Again kick it, catch. And this you have to do every day for 2 hours. So first few days went very comfortably, but after that, the particular athlete, he started getting irritated with this repetitive exercise of kicking the ball on the wall. And he started questioning the decision of the coach in his mind, that why he has given such an exercise. It appears to be a futile exercise, etc. So ultimately what happened after few months he was invited to play into that particular in one match, and at that time coach invited him to play in that particular match. And when he at that time targeted to kick a perpendicular kick, it was absolutely perpendicular. And at that time, he realized that his coach was actually has actually devised a plan which was appropriate for him to learn. This is what is important for the mentee or the disciple to understand, that he has to listen and obey to mentor. Questioning is not unquestionable. You can question, you can raise your concern, but at the at the top of that, the umbrella is the mentor, who is the umbrella, who decides about your things and about your future. So this is the most important part of mentoring. So I would advise each one of my students, my friends, my fellows, to always go for a mentoring program. Now this is not some kind of certification, no. It's that you have to search some senior, some elder, your either your parents or your teachers or somebody else. Or if suppose you want to become, a software engineer, then apart from taking a degree of software engineer, you should also have a mentor who is into that particular area, who has experience of 5, 7, 6, or for just for starting for 2 years experience. And you need to regularly interact with him, that what problems are there, what are the opportunities, what are threats, what are challenges of this particular field, how I should behave, etc., etc. And that is very important for all of you. I'll give you one of the examples from my life, which is not a perfect example of mentoring. I have been mentored by lots of teachers and professors, but apart from that, it is just an example to highlight the importance of advice and regular advice. So I went to one of my teachers who was teaching me English, and I went to the teacher in my graduation, and I asked him that I want to improve my English. So he said, okay, you come tomorrow. So I went, next day I went to that particular teacher and I entered, and he posed a question to me. The question was, what is a noun? I coming from the, like any other common student, started repeating the definition which I had crammed in my school, that noun is the name of a person, place, thing, etc., etc. And his answer was that you come tomorrow. So I went back. Next day I went to the teacher. Again, he asked me the same question. What is a noun? I repeated the same definition, and he said to me, come to me tomorrow. Next day when I went, before he would have asked me the question, I asked the question to the teacher, what is a noun? And he smiled and he said to me, noun is the name of anything. This was the message which he gave to me. The definition needs to be simple, epigrammatic, and to the point. This is what a definition should be. Now, these kinds of lessons and advices comes under mentoring program. This is what advices you need from your seniors, from your teachers, from professionals, from experts, etc. It's quite difficult to search for a mentor. It's not that easy. This is reality. But if you try, you will get mentors, and then you can change your mentors also if they are not fruitful for you, or if already you have fully utilized them, paying due respect to them. So this is very important for you to do. So I would recommend each one of my students who had asked me these questions related to mentoring to start searching for their mentors, go for the mentors, listen to them, take advices from them, and then we hope that your future will be much more brighter. Thank you so much for listening to this video. If you have any further questions on mentoring, on coaching, on development, etc., you can post your questions in the comment box, and do subscribe my channel and share this video also for enlightenment of other students. Thank you so much.